Story 1. Itchy anal itching.
I've been living in America for 5 years. My husband and I both began experiencing anal itching and bleeding about a year ago. While he initially showed symptoms, I soon developed them too: bleeding, itching, and inflammation around and inside the anus. Despite numerous doctor visits, including negative STD tests and a clear colonoscopy from my husband, the cause remains elusive. We even tried reverse osmosis water filter, suspecting the water in Chicago might be a factor, but to no avail. They also confirmed it was not piles nor intestinal parasites. Interestingly, our symptoms improved during a recent 2-week trip abroad, only to worsen upon returning home. If anyone has insights or solutions, we're eager to hear them. Comment 1: buy better toilet paper. I've fallen victim to exactly this. Many times. And it coincidentally has only ever happened to me when I was too broke to buy good toilet paper. Comment 2: cheap toilet paper. I have severe IBS. Never skimp on toilet paper. Comment 4: could it be your diet?
Story 2. Does anyone else have a weird place non-sexual that you don't like other people touching?
For me, it is my stomach. I have no clue why, but it is sensitive in a way that any kind of touch on my belly skin makes me cringe. Sometimes even shirts rubbing the wrong way across my stomach bothers me. I never plan on having kids, but the thought of having a prego belly and having people come up to me wanting to touch my stomach would make me want to die. What's your strange spot that you hate other people touching? Comment 2: don't touch my face. Comment 3: anywhere and everywhere. Unless it's my spouse, I don't really like being touched at all. I can tolerate a hug from a friend or a therapeutic massage intended to address tightness and pain, but that's it. I guess I'm the weird one here, or maybe I'm not understanding the question. Comment 4: don't touch my feet. Comment 5: hug my kneecaps.
Story 3. Does anybody else know anyone that has given up on dating or socializing?
Just getting some outside perspective about other people's experiences. In mid-30s have a traveling hotel job, and I realize I've given up on socializing. I've always struggled with this stuff. Have a couple of friends and dated a few people, but it's been a while. I get bummed about it sometimes. But the important bit is I am fully aware it's my own doing, like if I was a woman, I wouldn't date me sort of thing. And I have no motivation to change it. I work and go home, watch YouTube, sleep and repeat, and don't have any interest to do anything else. Just seeing if this has happened to you or any of your friends and what happened. Thanks. Comment 1: I know men like this, as well as myself 31F, and yes, I do say it is depression, maybe some social anxiety in there. I also take into account the fact you said you work in the service industry, hospitality, and I think that some people tend to give all that energy out to the world at work. They have this facade at work and it becomes too draining. So when they can be off from work, then they just have nothing else to give, or want to just be the complete opposite of when they are on. And therapy of any kind seems near impossible if you can just barely scrape by in the basics, you know. Maybe you could even just try one of those therapy apps. Cap. A journal could be huge, but all of that might even sound overwhelming. So let's go even smaller. Write down one thing you are grateful for every day. Or just leave a post-it on your mirror that says, "What am I grateful for?" And go through all the things while you are brushing your teeth AM/PM. It's the little things that will begin to help. And drink lemon water with a little salt every morning. Go put your bare feet on the grass occasionally. Change your pillowcases once a week. Comment 2: sure, I know him, he's me. 37 white old man, no friends, no partner, only people I meet are work colleagues and family. I feel like I'm stuck. I desperately want to find someone special because the loneliness is eating me up inside, but as you say, I wouldn't date me, so I don't really know what to do. I had a pretty bad substance abuse up until about a year ago, and have been clean since then, but the damage it has caused me is something I'm still battling each day. I recently figured out I'm probably ADHD and have a touch of autism as well. I'm a mess. A Peter Pan if there ever was one. I work, I come home, I watch YouTube, rinse and repeat. I'm not ugly, not hot either, not fat, not fit, no car, I rent my apt. Barely scrape by financially. Like I don't have anything to offer. I hate myself, but I also have a hard time finding the motivation to do anything about it. Am I depressed? Yes. And I'm on medication for it, but each day it feels like the pills are losing effect and I'm slipping further down into that hole I've been in for so long. As it is now, I'm just waiting to die. It is what it is, I guess. Comment 3: yes. I 30M was like that once. Socially awkward. Depression. Spending day after day in the same pattern. Sometimes not even going out for a few days. But then I decided that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life like that. So I changed. The danger here is T-spiral. By having no motivation to do anything, you keep slipping further and further into a certain pattern and making it harder to get back out of it. And that's not saying that you aren't doing a good job. If you are happy with your pattern, sleep, work, watch, repeat, then that's okay. But it's important to get some fulfillment out of it. I think the key here is by doing something small every day, and build it from there. Yes, it will take time, but it's important to not let it spiral out of control, because then you might end up in a full-blown depression. For example, when I didn't have anyone to talk to, I went to the grocery store and I hit up a conversation with one of the employees. It's a small thing to do, but hey, I went home with a good feeling. Treat yourself to some good food, for example. Start up a hobby. It's a great way to meet like-minded people. I have a fairly social job, so I get to see a lot of people during my day. And I get that it can be exhausting. At the end of a long day, the only thing I want to do is hit the shower and go to bed. But you can't keep beating yourself up for not having a social life. That's that spiral again. You barely have a social life, so you start to think you aren't worthy of having one, which in turn makes you more depressed. Comment 4, 42 here, and I feel the same way. Comment 5, I think giving up is a bad way of looking at it. I would say opting out is more appropriate. As in, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.